All right, it's Trial Tuesday once again, and today we're talking about a new phone app called Periscope. It allows you to broadcast live in real time, and anyone in the world can tune in. But with any new technology comes legal questions, and attorney David Aylor is here, as always, to weigh in on our Trial Tuesday. Thanks for having you.
Thanks for having me. Good morning.
So have you seen this app?
I have.
It's pretty mind-blowing that
Right.
you hit a button, you're recording, and people from Israel, India, London are watching you.
Yeah, in real time.
In real time. So legally, could we run into issues with this?
There's always going to be some sort of legal issue when you look at, recording something or anything like that. First of all, I think it's important to understand that, this is all in real time, and then it doesn't actually keep the video. So if you want to see it, you have to actually watch it then. It doesn't mean that that video probably isn't stored, of course, and if there was ways to get it back. But one legal issue that comes up, and has already come up in a lot of situations related to this, is privacy issues, of course. What you're filming, where you're filming it. So you're going to be real careful with that. But you also have protections of brands and different things like that from the standpoint of, what you're exposing, because even though it's your feed, you're taking other images, with the camera.
Yeah.
So those are probably two of the biggest things. But then also we have, protection. For instance, celebrities sometimes get photographed, obviously, at different places. There was a lawsuit where one celebrity was at a Rite Aid. Or a pharmacy, and they took a picture of it and then tweeted that or posted it, and obviously her image is protected. So if you were filming people, private people in public settings, there's a chance you could run into some civil issues with that.
So should we, what are the best practices moving forward if you want to use Periscope? Simple guidelines we should follow.
I think it's just like anything else to the degree when you're using a camera. Obviously, you want to make sure that you're doing it where it's appropriate. You don't want to be filming other people unless they have, you have permission to do that. And then also just looking at it from a standpoint of what are you filming, making sure it doesn't get outside of that. You don't end up putting something on there that may, show some sort of illegal activity, that sort of thing, are all things that can bring attention back to you, more likely on the civil side of things, but even potential criminal.
I see this, especially we try to teach our kids, they're just inundated with new technology all the time, keep them safe, keep them smart about it. But I see this as being a problem, especially, as they get older at parties and stuff. I mean, as a mom and these kids growing up, do you tell them, like, you just don't do that? Yeah,
I think it just really comes down to just exactly that, just being responsible about where it even happens, because I think that is what you're going to see. And you've seen that a lot with social media, Facebook, Instagram, different things like that. They've done a lot better job now where they really sort of police it and take a lot of the inappropriate images off. However, with this, it's instantaneous. And so if you were filming something that was, some sort of illegal act, they're not going to have a way, Periscope's not going to be able to stop it. And if the police are interested in it, I can guarantee you that they're going to find a way through technology to be able to go back and look at exactly what it was you may put out there on the web.
Sure, and as always, is there a danger because that it puts out your location on a map? Even if you're in Charleston, South Carolina, broadcasting a live image of your kids playing in the backyard, someone across the world could be seeing it. And I guess that's with anything you post online, but it seems pretty dangerous.
Yeah, it definitely is. And you got to think about that too, what images you're putting out there. And it is putting, it's giving people a lot of information about you. I think sometimes we may give out a little too much information about ourselves online. This is another way that can be fun. But on the other hand, if you don't do it responsible, or you're not responsible with what you're taking an image of, it could definitely get you in some trouble.
Yeah, and I know you're really big with cybercrime, stuff like that.
Right.
What do we need to be really doing in our lives? I mean, as we're inundated, I guess, with all of these new things, are there like 5 simple questions, 3 simple questions we should ask ourselves before using anything new? Well,
I think first of all, you just need to always remember that, whatever you're doing can be tracked and will be tracked. That's probably the first thing that comes into play. And then you want to be careful what type of sites you're going to, because of the cookies and everything that comes from the tracing of it, you can actually infect your computer and different things from viruses just from where you've gone because of what it relates to some other site. And there's a lot of technical things that come into play, but ultimately in the end it just comes down with making sure that you're responsible with where you go, and then of course responsible if you have children around, so that they know what they're allowed to do and not to do.
Yeah, I forgot we should have been periscoping this.
We should have. That would have been great.
Next time. It's great
Absolutely.
information. Thank you. Trial Tuesday with David Aylor, and we've got much more on Low Country Live right after the break, so stay with us.